Alrighty guys, just working around the tiny house here. I added this USB hub to my arsenal of off-grid appliances, and I added this hook here for my radio. So I can plug the radio in for charging. There we go. And it's pretty much out of the way of the... Actually, what I'll do is I might put a knot in here. Another knot, just so shorten things up. There we go. Looks a little better. So, and that's on. So right now, guys, zoom back. I got the radio hanging off a little hooked, one of those hook fasteners that I have at the tiny house. And I have the, if you see my finger, that thing sticking out with the round knob on it is my speaker setup for the TV, and it has an internal battery which is also plugged in there at 5 volts. Whoops, camera out of focus. So right now I have that USB hub plugged into the bottom. Whoops, if I tilt down, right there, it's plugged into a 5 volt 2 amp USB, and that is gonna just trickle charge my TV audio system and my radio, which I was listening to for most of the day. So, and then I cleaned up the wires with some wiring and some wire and stuff like that I had around here. I'll deal with that little loop later. I guess I'll disconnect this one wire and then tie that up, clean that up. But anyway, so now I have everything there on that wall, my radio, TV, audio setup, and it's all controlled by that master control there. So now that I showed you that, I closed off the fireplace for now. To shut it off, all I do, guys, is this is open, so I close this, and this is currently closed, as you can see. I'll open it up just to show you, but there's open, there's totally closed. So I just close both, and obviously can't have a fire without oxygen. So I just had little embers in there cooking. I think they're all out because I choked off all the oxygen to the system. Used my little poker from the dollar store heavily, and I took that round metal plate from underneath here. Oh, maybe not. There's still quite a bit of heat there. I gotta get like a magnet or something to go on across the fresh air right here. I can feel a lot of heat here, so I'm not going to use that idea of putting these fireproof gloves on there, though they would act as a good insulation. I'm going to have to buy something like a magnet to go over the fresh air holes and go from there. But the nice thing is, guys, around the pipe, I can no longer see daylight outside, so that was sealed up a few days ago that I didn't even film, but because who cares, right? But I do leave my fan running just like I do for the other fireplace, just to move any additional residual heat. Now this pipe's pretty warm, not too bad. The stove itself is very warm. Can't even put my hand on it. So for now though, I'll just put this thing back in until I get something better. It doesn't quite seal all the holes. Like you can see there, a little bit of air coming through. But whatever, I feel safer with something metal than opposed to that. So I put Pierre's bag of wood that he donated to me over here for now, because I had to move the ladder and was into some stuff there, and I burned a couple pieces of this as well. And we're up to 62.2 Fahrenheit. And it's been a couple hours, I guess, before I could see my breath in here, and not very good. And the nice thing about the wood stove, it reduces the humidity in here quite a bit. So most people put a kettle or a dish of water on their stove, guys, but I want to dry the tiny house out before doing so. Just get it real dry in here and then do that. That's not a big deal. Yeah, let's go show you the messy room. We got Pierre's power pack still hooked up, and we're still getting strange readings, so I don't know if I can save his battery or not. It's been like this since I hooked it up, doing all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to leave this here for a couple days, just doing this, in hopes to recover or repair what's going on in his system. But I did disable that light, so that LED down here is no longer there, no longer on, and this is obviously off because I checked it. And yeah, so one thing I did do was I turned the light on, and the intensity was going in and out, fluctuating, like you see with the voltage fluctuating. So I'm not even going to bother putting a load on this thing. I'm just going to let my solar panels work on it for as long as possible. That's about all I can really do. Now, oh, I should turn that back on. Now, Wish sent me another one of these. I only ordered one, but two showed up, so buy one get one, I guess. Yeah, so doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but sure. So I will have two of these now, and back here, and then I can kind of separate the bigger loads out on different batteries, so that way that'll work. But for now, this is totally unplugged because Pierre's battery, I'm trying to recover it. But anyway, so once I have two of these hooked up, I should be able to charge stuff a lot more efficient, and won't take you know, days to trickle charge things. So yeah, so I'm gonna shut my fan off here if I can. There she goes. And I need to kill the lights in the tiny house. I can do that back here and then throw the switch, or just throw the switch. Doesn't really matter. Then I brought some other, I got a USB extender, and then this is like every variety USB plug-in charger, so that's not too bad. So that's all shut down. Obviously my radio will not be getting a full charge because I'm shutting the power off to that. Yeah, I've been fighting a couple days ago. I woke up at like 4 a.m. with a sore throat, but yeah, I got some cough drops in me right away, and it seemed to knock it back. So whatever I'm getting, I'll try to get rid of. But it's not really debilitating or anything like that, just annoying. But if that's all I get for the weather change, that's decent. A little sore throat, I can handle that. Yeah, so I'll probably be heading out shortly. I don't know why Hula Girl's going wild up there, but I had a bunch of flies are trying to ward off the well, they're trying to ward off the winter by staying in between my outer door and my inside door entrance to the tiny house. So every time I open the door, I get a new set of flies that come in, but they're really slow reacting because of the cold weather. So you can just hit them or toss them outside, whatever. But yeah. And because this stove is still warm, I'm going to turn this fan on and leave it running just to move air past this thing. And then I'm just gonna leave this while I'm here. Like when I take off, I let this battery just run till it dies. And this basically is just a slow moving fan, but it's gonna help circulate a lot of that heat around the tiny house when I'm not here. Because I don't put the 12 volt fan on and leave it running, because that would murder my batteries overnight. I'm pretty careful to not do that. So yeah, but yeah, that's all I can show you for now, guys. I'm just slowly picking away at things, and you know, YouTube's cut my funding in half, so I basically just make my rent payment, and just expect, guys, if that doesn't change, that less and less is going to start happening around here. It shouldn't affect my purchase of battery bank in the spring, though, which is good. But it's pretty lame. But I can't complain. If it's paying my rent for the tiny house, then I'm pretty happy with that. That's okay. But I would like to get more. Everybody would like more money. But it's just the way YouTube's nasty. They're just nasty lately. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you on the next one.